Hello everyone, welcome back to a video. And in this video, we are going to be going over a way to make a teleportation system based off of actors with specific types of code in them. So you're going to be able to place down a specific actor and be able to teleport to that with key bindings. And I'll show you how to teleport back and forth between those. So the first thing that you want to do is you're going to want to create a new blueprint class, sorry, and you're going to make an actor. And I'm going to name this point 1. Point 1. And we'll make point 2, 3, 4, but that all happens with duplication and stuff like that. So go ahead and open up your blueprint for your point 1 actor, or whatever you're going to call it. And then here you're going to keep track of whether or not you are inside this area. So what you're going to first want to do is add in a box collision. So type in box or box collision into here and you should come up with box collision. And you're going to get this yellow box around your inner circle. And this is what's going to help us know whether or not the player is inside is within the bounds of this box. So then you're going to go into the event graph from viewport to event graph, and you're going to go over here and right click on the box collision and hit add event, or hover over add event, and then add on component begin overlap. And then you're going to do the same thing for on component end overlap. So first of all, and then after that, you're going to add a new variable called in point 1. That's what I'm going to call it. And this is just going to be a Boolean variable that keeps track of whether or not we are in this area. So then you're going to go ahead and grab a set and attach it right into here. And actually, you're going to want to cast to the player to make sure that the player is the one that cast to, and I'm using the first person blueprint, so cast to first person character and put the object into actor, like so, and then do that, just to make sure that it's checking only for the character. So if you have enemies in your level, they don't end up making you go there. And you're going to set that to on. So when you enter the box, it's going to check if it's you or the player, and then it's going to set in point 1 to true. And then you're going to do the exact same for here. So cast to first person character and drag in the object, and then pull in a set point 1 or in point 1 and keep that as off. So when you enter, it'll set it to on, and when you exit, it'll set it to off. So that's how you set up the first one. And then to set up all of your other points, you're going to want to just click on this, or right click on this and hit duplicate, and that'll make a point 2, and it'll already be named point 2. And I'm going to make 2 more just for the sake of demonstration. So I have 4 points, and in each one of the points you're going to come in and you're just going to rename this object or this variable to in point 2, and that'll automatically change these. And then you're just going to want to compile and save. Always do that when you're exiting a blueprint. Rename to point 3. Right click on in point 1 and rename to point 4. And compile and save. Alright, so now we have our 4 points, we can start to drag them into our scene. So the first point I'm going to put right here, I'm going to put the first point right here, and I'm actually going to make that a little bit bigger because that's pretty small. That's probably a good size. All right, second point I'm going to put over here, and again make that a little bit bigger just so that you can actually be inside of it. Third point I'm going to put here, like so, and fourth point I'm going to put right here. Perfect. So these are going to be the spots that check whether or not we're inside of them and allow us to teleport to the ones before and after. So now we're going to want to go into our blueprint class. And this is where you're going to program putting in what you want it to, or what key bindings you want to bring you from point to point, and the actual code to send you from point to point. So you're first going to grab your key bindings. So I'm going to set my going forward to Q. So I'm going to type in key Q, and you can do the exact same thing for any other key on your keyboard. And I'm going to hit EQ, or key Q. And then you're going to bring a branch off of that. Actually, yes. No. We're going to grab a cast to point 1. And then you're going to also want to grab a cast to point 2 through 4, if you have 4 like me. And make sure you don't grab the point 3 or point 4 class, or any of the ones that would be class. And then from here, we're going to drag off and to get the object for each one of these, you're going to drag off from the object slot and type in get actor from get actor of class, and then from actor class you're going to type in point 1, which will allow you to do that, which will allow this to work. Right. This needs to be plugged into here and then into here. Perfect. All right. So now that you have the casting, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for the other ones, like so, going down to point 2 and dragging that in, and then point 3 and dragging that in, and point 4 and dragging it in. Alright, perfect. So compile and save. And now this is where the actual logic comes in. Actually, we're not done with it yet. So next, off of this first one, you're going to put in a branch that is just leave it like that. And then off of as point 1, you're going to grab get in point 1. So this is going to get whether or not it is on or off, whether or not the Boolean is true or false. So that's what's going to determine the branch. And you're going to do the exact same thing for each one with their respective variable. So for point 2, you're going to go drag off from point 2 and type in get point 2, or get in point 2. You drag off from point 3, get point 3, and then finally get point 4. Alright, so with that, then you're going to connect all of these up, and this is where the actual logic comes in. So out of this first one, you're going to leave true blank, meaning that if it's true, do nothing. We're going to set that up later. But if it's false, go down and check the other one and do the same thing, connecting them down in a kind of spiral form, or nope, connecting them down in a kind of spiral form, like that. And so this is going to check which one you're in. Alright, so compile, save. Alright, so now we're going to set up the true functions for all of these. And don't worry if the last one is on false, we're going to do something with that later. So now you're going to want to split your screen to have one of both, so that you can go and grab your 4 points. And then you're just going to drag those into your scene, or into your blueprint, just by shift-clicking and selecting all 4 and then dragging them in. And then now that you have all of these in, you can use these to get the location of where they are. So if we go and get actor transform, you'll see that it connects right to the target, and the return value we can put into and you're going to want to uncheck context sensitive. And then you're going to scroll down to transform teleport. And I actually did that wrong. Alright, so it's actually get actor location, not get actor transform. And you're going to take that and you're going to plug it into the destination location, or dest location. And you're going to do the exact same thing for the other ones. So I'm going to copy and paste these, and I'm going to line them all up so it's all nice and clean. And why do I keep clicking there? Alright, and then copy and paste. Boom. So now that we have all of those there, you're going to want to just go through and plug in all of your points. Like so. And boom. So now we have all of our points in, and those are getting the location of these points, which you can see out here will be here, 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 and here. So go ahead and reopen your blueprint if you had done what I just did. And then to make sure that we're actually teleporting from one to the other, or from one to the next, so like from point 1 to point 2 to point 3 to point 4, what you're actually going to do is from true, you're going to pull it down to this, or you're going to pull it down to point 2. So you're actually going to teleport to point 2 from point 1. Same for point 2, you're going to pull to point 3 to point 4, and then point 4, you're actually going to drag up to point 1, so that from point 1 you'll go to point 1 every time. And that happens regardless, so if you're outside and you hit the button, you teleport to point 1. Now, you can take this one out if you don't want it. If you want it to do nothing, which is absolutely fine, you can say, you could do something like this and type in print string, something like, please enter a zone, or please enter a point. Something like that, and then when that happens, it will terminate this sequence and tell you that you have to enter one of these points. So I'm going to keep it like that just for the sake of simplicity. And compile and save. And now, if we go in-game, we should be able to teleport from point to point. So if we close this, and we hit Q, it says, please enter a point, and I just realized I can't see any of these. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and add a text object to each one of these, and I'm going to do that off camera, because it's pretty boring. So I will see you guys in a second once I have all of the text objects put in. And I'll actually show you on the first one, because... Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and grab text object, or text render, and I'm going to set this as, actually text render, that's fine there. But over here, you're going to want to go and change text render or text to 0.1, and then it'll show 0.1. And I'm going to turn it and put it slightly in front of this. So like so. And then when we go in game, 0.1 will have a little 0.1 sticker in front of it. Just like that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do that for the other ones, and I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, so I've gone ahead and added in all four of the little point markers, so 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, and 0.4. So now we should be able to test this out. Alright, so if we go in here and we hit Q right now, it'll say please enter a point, and if we enter a point, this should take us from 0.4. Oh, I totally forgot. We actually have to get it to teleport the player to that area. Right now, it doesn't know what to teleport. It's saying, hey, teleport. What do I teleport? Do I teleport the ground? What do I do? So you're going to go over here and you're going to grab your first person character from the level and you're going to drag it in here. And then you're going to attach 4 instances of that into the target. And that'll tell the code, or that'll tell the level, hey, I'm teleporting the player from here to here. Alright, so that should work. So we hit play, and we hit Q from out here. It says please enter a point, and then we enter a point, and from point 2, it should take you to point 4, to point 1, to point 2, to point 3. And just like that, you have a little teleportation system. And you could adapt this to work as a fast travel system for a game, or some way of showing off a 3D render or something like that. If you do use this for any of your future projects, please put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys did with this. But I'm going to show you guys a way to go backwards, actually. So, in the level, you're going to just go ahead and copy and paste this whole area here down, because we're going to change very few things. And then compile and save. Alright, so all of this will remain the same, except these will stop. You're going to just pretty much disable all of the connecting bits between them, except for these bits and these ones, all of this. You can keep all that the same, but really all we're going to change is the order in which this happens. So, going back, you're going to drag off from 4 and go up to 3. Drag off from 3, go up to 2. Drag off from 2 and go up to 1. And then from 1, and then from 4, you're actually going to go to 3. From 3, you're going to go to 2. From 2, you're going to go to 1. And from 1, you're going to go there. You're going to go to 4. And then I'm going to do the same thing where I type print string, like so, drag it in here and say, please enter a point. Boom. So if we say Q from outside of any of these, it'll say, please enter a point. So you're going to come down here and you're going to say, I'm going to say key E, because that's right next to your fingers while you're on the keyboard. And I'm going to go up until I see E. Perfect. So when it's pushed, or when it's pressed, it'll do that. Alright. So now that that works, we can now run over here and go inside here and hit E, and it'll take us to point 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's how you can use that for, or that's how you can make a little fast travel or teleportation system between areas of your world. Again, please let me know what you guys did with this, if you use this in any of your future projects. I'd love to hear what you guys do. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content I'm making. I make a huge variety of content between gaming and tutorials, so there's a little bit of something here for everybody. So have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya. Bye.